Helpful conversations for visiting someone in the hospital. Daisy is visiting her brother, Parker, who was hospitalized after an accident.
Hi, I'm here to see Parker Harris. He was rushed to the emergency room with a broken leg this morning. Could you tell me which room he's in?
May I ask your relationship to Mr. Harris?
I'm his sister.
I see. Let me check. Mr. Harris is located in the surgical ward, room 103. You can follow the floor markings to get to the zone.
Thank you. By the way, what time are visiting hours? Some of his friends might want to see him too.
At the moment, only family members are permitted. Once his condition improves, he'll be transferred to a general ward, and other visitors will be allowed.
Thanks for the information. Can I bring him some snacks and magazines?
Books and magazines are fine. You may want to check with the doctor about his diet, though.
Understood. Thanks again.
Hey Claire, are you all right? You seem a bit down.
Well, I need to go to the hospital after this.
Oh no, are you all right? What's going on?
No. I mean, I'm visiting someone later at the hospital.
Oh, okay. You scared me. I thought you were talking about yourself. Well, the person you're visiting, may I ask your relationship to her or him?
Tiffany asked me, 我和她是什么关系? Sure, she's my friend, and she got into a small accident today.
Oh no. Did the doctor say anything? I hope it's nothing serious.
还没有跟医生讲过耶。I haven't spoken to the doctor yet, but it seems she might need to stay there for a few days.
Okay, well, maybe you could bring her some flowers later, and I really, really wish her a speedy recovery. So, Claire's friend, get better soon.
Thank you.
Yeah, don't worry, I think she'll be fine.
Hope so.
Hi everyone, welcome to the show. I'm Tiffany.
I'm Claire.
And as you can see, today we're going to a hospital visit. Maybe not the best place to visit, but yeah, here we do have a scenario though. We have Daisy and Parker, and here it says Daisy is visiting her brother Parker, who was hospitalized after an accident. Oopsies.
Wow. 所以这边的 hospitalized 它是一个动词，有没有看到一个很眼熟的字 hospital？加上 IZE 动词字根就是住院的意思 Parker 住院了。
Let's take a look at our conversation. Daisy says, Hi, I'm here to see Parker Harris. He was rushed to the emergency room with a broken leg this morning. Okay, so obviously there's an emergency, so Parker was rushed to the emergency room. Yeah, rush is a verb and it means to transport or send somebody or something somewhere with really great speed. So, for example, ambulances must rush people to the hospital. They must send them to the hospital ASAP to treat them immediately. So, move out of the way when you hear an ambulance. Rush can also be used to say if you're really in a hurry and you need to go somewhere really fast. Like if you're late for school, right? You might rush to brush your teeth and get ready and leave the house as soon as you can. We can use rush in a sentence like this. The lost hikers were found and then quickly rushed to the hospital.
Right, 所以我们刚刚在谈论的就会是 rush 这个动词就会是急送或是急派。那我们这边看到 rush somebody or rush something to 就会是急送某人或是某物到哪个地方。So for example, she was rushed to the emergency room 就会是一个被动的用法，被急送到加护病房。那刚刚 Tiffany 有提到 rush 的另一个意思就会是赶时间，它可以是动词或是名词。那这边帮你补充名词的用法，我们常常会用 be in a rush or be in a hurry. For example, my boss seems to always be in a rush. 我老板呢看起来总是在赶时间。
He must be very busy. Daisy then asks, Could you tell me which room he's in? Okay, and the nurse replies, May I ask your relationship to Mr. Harris? Let's take a look at the word relationship. It's a noun and it means how you're related to someone or how you're connected to them. So in this sentence, when asked, what's your relationship to somebody? It's more specifically talking about the way in which a person is related to somebody else, maybe in a family or outside of a family. So for example, we can say, my relationship to John is that we're cousins. We grew up together.
Okay, so relationship to somebody 就会是与某人的亲属关系。那刚刚说到这里的 relationship to somebody 特别指的是用在医院啦，或是正式场合，通常指的是你们之间的亲属关系，也就是你们是家人吗？那不过其他时候 relationship 也可以泛指人跟人之间的关系哦，比如说你跟你家人、朋友、同事或是男女朋友的恋爱关系。So for example, if your boyfriend is living in Kinmen and now you're in Taipei, you're definitely having a long distance relationship, 远距恋。
Okay, so let's go back to the conversation. So remember at the hospital, Daisy's looking for her brother, and then she's asked, may I ask your relationship with him? Daisy says, I'm his sister. The nurse says, I see. Let me check. Mr. Harris is located in the surgical ward, room 103. Okay, locate here is a verb and it just means to find the exact position of somebody or something. In the article here, it means where someone or something is. So for example, we can say, this famous temple is located on a small hill.
Right, 所以 locate 它就会是一个动词，就会是位于，或是坐落于，或是确定什么什么的位置。For example, using the map app, I was able to locate the nearest bubble tea shop in just seconds.
Ooh,
that's what I do every day.
I love bubble tea as well.
Yeah.
Okay, but unfortunately for Parker, he was in the surgical ward. This is just a specific area in the hospital where surgeries take place. And surgical comes from the word surgery. Ward is basically a separate room or area in a hospital where people with the same medical condition are. So for example, the maternity ward is where moms give birth to babies. There's the children ward, and there's the psychiatric ward. This is for people who might have mental illnesses.
Right, 所以这边的 surgical 就会是一个形容词，外科手术的。And Tiffany mentioned 它是从 surgery 这个名词过来的 ，surgery 就是手术，而 ward 它就会是名词，是病房。So here we see surgical ward 就会是手术病房。So the nurse says Mr. Harris 是位于在103号的手术病房。
And the nurse says you can follow the floor markings to get to the zone. Let's take a look at the word zone. Zone is a noun and it is an area or a region with a particular feature or use. For example, a couple of months ago, we saw some fighting going on between India and Pakistan. So for about 2 days, the area above their countries was a no-fly zone. That means airplanes cannot fly over there because, of course, it's very dangerous. So many flights had to find a different route to fly over. We can also use it in a sentence like this. As a way to get more people to come outside and shop, the city plans to make one of their streets a no-car zone on Sunday.
Right, I've actually seen that in Taiwan. Some night markets have signs that say no car zone, which means you're not allowed to drive your car into that area. It makes walking around much safer and also more comfortable. So zone 呢就会是区域，那刚刚讨论的 no car zone 就会是行人徒步区啦。
Okay, Daisy then says, thank you. By the way, what time are visiting hours? Some of his friends might want to see him too. So visiting hours are basically specific times when visitors are allowed to a place.
Right, and visiting hours are important to know because you can't just visit the patient whenever you want because it helps the staff keep things organized and quiet for the patients.
That's right. The nurse then says, at the moment, only family members are permitted. So at the moment is a phrase that means right now or currently.
So at the moment in Chinese would be 目前. I've got a useful sentence for you. Yeah, so if someone is asking about your decision but you haven't made up your mind yet, you could say, I haven't made a decision at the moment. I'm still thinking about it.
That's right. So yeah, we also saw the word permit. Okay, permit is a verb and it means to allow somebody to do something or allow something to happen. So yeah, for example, at school, if you go on field trips, then of course you need to ask your permissions. Your parents need to permit you to go on the field trip, okay? I have a really fun sentence for you actually regarding Harry Potter. For example, we can say at Hogwarts, Parents needed to permit their children to go to Hogsmeade on the weekends.
I remember that. It's one of my favorite ones. And so in the movie, Harry had to stay behind the castle because the family didn't care enough to let him go. That's a perfect example of permission being required. 那这边护士就说啦，目前只有家庭成员是被允许进去的哦。So permit 就会是允许或是许可，它是一个动词。Another useful word you could use work permit. 那这时候就会是名词了，工作许可。So if you want to work abroad one day, you will need to apply for a work permit.
That's right. Okay, the nurse then says once his condition improves, he'll be transferred to a general ward and other visitors will be allowed. Condition here is a noun and it means the state of somebody's health or how fit they are. So if someone was in a big accident, then their life might be in critical condition, meaning there's a risk or chance of them maybe dying. So they need to get to the hospital ASAP. Of course, you can also be in stable or good condition, and that just means your health is good. For example, we can say, John got into an accident playing basketball, but luckily, the doctors say he's in stable condition and just needs to stay at the hospital overnight.
OK, 所以 condition 就会是一个人的健康状况。比如说刚刚有提到 serious condition 就是指身体状况不好很严重，而 stable or good condition 就会是指健康状况稳定或是很良好。
So we also saw the word transfer, and it means to move from one place to another or to move something from moving somebody from one place to another place. For example, you can also transfer on trains, like in Taipei's MRT, right? You can transfer from train to a bus or transfer something on your phone to your computer.
对，所以 transfer 呢就会是转移或是调动的意思。那我们可以用在人啊、交通工具或是资料上。像平常搭捷运的时候呢，我是从板南线很常转换到澎湖线，所以那个就会叫做 transfer trains. So next time you can pay attention to the MRT broadcast. It will say something like, passengers going to Nangang HSR station, please transfer at that station.
That's right. Okay, let's go back to our conversation. Daisy says, thanks for the information. Can I bring him some snacks and magazines? And the nurse says, books and magazines are fine. You may want to check with the doctor about his diet though. Okay, that's very important. So check with, this phrase just means to consult or confer with someone about something. So for example, sometimes at restaurants, they might check with you to see if you have any allergies before serving and before you order the dish. Otherwise, it could lead to a catastrophe if you're allergic to that.
Yeah. So in some cases, it could even cause death. So yeah, it's super important to let the restaurant know if you have any allergies, especially if they don't ask you first. So here, check with somebody 就会是向某人咨询或是确认某件事情。这边护士就说啦，书和杂志是可以带的哦，很贴心。不过关于他的饮食 diet，你可能就会需要询问一下医生。
Yeah, maybe he needs to eat some healthy foods first.
Right.
Maybe he can't eat snacks, so it's good to check with the doctor.
Right, and no 臭豆腐, no
yeah. Oh, yeah. Other patients will be like, who is that?
Right.
Okay, next Daisy says, understood. Thanks again.
Right, so 当你想说了解了，就可以直接用 understood. Daisy 这边就说了解了，再次感谢你。那以上就会是我们今天的对话啦。
Yeah, that's right. So here that means we are at our For You chat. And the question is, what are some important things to consider when you visit someone in the hospital? Okay, so yeah, let me think. First, I think we definitely need to be mindful of the hospital rules, of course. Like, you can't just go whenever you like, or you have to go during the time that's allowed. And also remember, maybe the person had like an accident, and you need to be very kind and helpful to them. And you can maybe even ask them or their family if there's anything specific you could bring to make them feel better, like maybe their favorite food or snacks. If you're allowed, maybe you can bring bubble tea. Yeah, and for me, I think as an extra special treat and surprise, I probably would bring maybe flowers or balloons to maybe brighten up their room and make them feel better. What do you think?
Yeah, it's very important to put yourself in their shoes, thinking, what would you like? Or what you would appreciate if it's you on that hospital bed. And I love the idea of bringing food and snacks and flowers. It's a great way to show that you actually care a lot.
Yeah.
And now I know what I need to buy before going to the hospital.
Yes, we'll look into that for sure, okay?
Right. 如果今天的主题让你觉得意犹未尽，你还可以加入空中家教，和老师、同学一起讨论哦。
Yay, that's right. Okay, so it is the end of today's article, but we still have to visit Parker, and that's going to be in day 2 of our article, so don't forget to stay tuned. But that's all for now. I'm Tiffany.
I'm Claire.
See you
there.
Bye.
Vocabulary Review.
Rush. After the storm, the supplies were rushed to the affected area to help the people in need. Relationship. Angela looked at her family tree and saw that her relationship to Aunt May was through her father. Locate. Locate. It's easy for me to get to work because my office is located very close to an MRT station. Zone. The school has a drop-off zone for parents to park their cars and pick up their children. Permit. Sally's mother wouldn't permit her to go camping because of the bad weather. Condition. The patient's condition got much better after he received treatment in the hospital.
智慧小补帖
Surgical. Ward. Transfer. Transfer.
轻松学英文，现在就加入空中美语空中家教官方 LINE。